Here's 5 tips to master your filmmaking skills. Welcome to our channel, and today we're gonna be diving into 5 pro tips that will take your skills to the next level. Let's get started. Tip number 1, always shoot in manual mode. By taking control of your camera settings, you can achieve a complete creative control of your shots. Experiment with different shutter speeds and apertures and ISO to capture the stunning visuals that truly stands out. Just by doing that alone would make you more confident, not only in just your camera, but in yourself as well. And we all know being confident in yourself takes you a long way. You gotta have that confidence first. So starting in manual mode and getting rid of auto definitely was gonna help you in the future, because you're gonna realize you can do so much more when shooting in manual mode. When I first started using my camera, I did it right off the bat, and I'm so glad I did, because now I don't even think about it. I just understand it. It took me at least maybe to 1 to 3 months for me to get really comfortable with the camera. I had became more confident with my camera within those months, just because I went straight into manual mode. Tip number 2, composition is key. Don't just hit record and just hope for the best. Take a moment to carefully frame your shots and consider the rule of thirds. And just play with the angles and perspectives to add depth of field and interest to your footage. And like I said, this is very key. Use the rule of thirds. I promise you, when I started to use the rule of thirds, it elevated my films to a different level, and it made me feel way more confident in myself and in my craft. Just by using the rule of thirds will take you so far, because I didn't use it in the beginning. Once I kept learning about the art of videography and filmmaking in general, and I seen that they use the rule of thirds all the time, I had to start doing it. And once I did, I promise you, my shots just look 10 times better as soon as I start implementing it in my arsenal. So tip number 3, don't underestimate the power of lighting. Whether you're shooting indoors or outdoors, lighting can make or break your video. Experiment with natural light and invest in proper lighting equipment. And don't be afraid to get creative with shadows and highlights. Once you start to get comfortable with the shadows and the highlights, you're gonna see the difference in your footage off the rip. I've learned shooting into the dark of my subjects makes it very, very cinematic in most cases, but just that alone helped me stand out from a lot of other filmmakers, because I understand if I'm shooting a bride in this room where full of windows, I don't have to have the top light on or any type of lighting. If I have enough windows, I will be able to have this cinematic look and feel of the scene. So just shooting in the dark. So let's say this is my natural light or my key light, and this is the shadow. So basically you don't want to shoot at the same angle as the light. Just by shooting in from the dark, it's gonna make it way more cinematic. But if you think about it, when you watch films, wedding films, movies, any type of filming, you see they do that all the time. Number 4, smooth and steady wins the race. Invest in good quality tripods and stabilizers to eliminate shaky footage. A steady shot enhances the professionalism of your videos and keep the audience focused on the content. But I will say this, in most cases, I do like seeing the smooth, nice, no shaky footage at all. But I have to say, I do like the handheld. I like when the footage is shaky, because let's say somebody's running and they're being chased. You're gonna have certain music in there. So it might not give you that feel of urgency when you watch it, because it's so smooth and cinematic. So by having that shake, you'll feel more inclined to be, oh my God, we're in a rush, we gotta get out of here, something bad is happening. That's when having that shaky footage, not just crazy shaky, but just a little shake to it where it's natural to the eye, is gonna make it break your footage. I'll always invest in a good tripod and a stabilizer just in case for those certain shots, but don't neglect handheld, because I've been doing that and it really enhanced my craft as well. So just do both, I would say, just do both. And let's get to our final tip. Number 5, edit with precision. Don't rush through the editing process. Take your time to carefully trim, rearrange, and enhance your footage. And add transitions, music, and color grading to bring out the magic in your shots. You're building a story, so always take your time and really be in the moment when editing. By doing that, the viewers may feel exactly how you feel during that moment. And majority of the time, they will feel that way. I do this all the time. I make sure when I'm filming my wedding films or even just my commercials, or simply when I'm just talking to a person about filming their commercial or their wedding, I make sure I'm in the moment, feel that connection that we had and what we want to portray in the film or video. I highly recommend, if you're there, be present. It'll help you bring the right music to the video and give it that feel that you know that everybody else will be like, oh my God, that's amazing. Take breaks if you need to, but make sure you editing, put all you can into it, because it's gonna add up. It's gonna add up, and people will see that eventually, that you really take pride in what you do. And that's what we all want, right? We want to be recognized for what we do. Thank you for watching. I hope these tips help you elevate your videography skills. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful content like this. And I see you when I see you.